The weather's going to be fantastic for them compared to, what we're going to be dealing with, and it's not going to be, 80 degrees or anything quite like that. But a little bit further on the East Coast, it'll be much warmer than, the weather they dealt with over the past weekend where we saw snow. And while we're not going to be looking at snow for us heading into this weekend, we are going to be talking about some more winter weather. And of course, part of our Winter Weather Awareness Week is giving you guys the latest information about all your questions that you may have pertaining to winter weather. Now, one question I got a lot on my Facebook page was talking about snow squalls. You may be familiar with this or not, but this is something that can happen in just a matter of moments where we could be looking at conditions going from blue and sunny to complete whiteout conditions where we're not only seeing heavy snow, strong winds, whiteout conditions leading to zero visibility, and also rapidly accumulating snow, which is allowing for those roadways to go from pretty good to terrible conditions out there. And this is something that, can happen in just a matter of a few minutes. Doesn't last really all that long, usually less than 2 hours, but just like when we were to see like a squall of storms come through in the summertime where things are looking nice, then all of a sudden they move through with these strong cold fronts that we can even see in the winter months. We can have these types of events. And fortunately, the National Weather Service, they have now been issuing alerts, warnings on these snow squalls. While again, you don't get 4 or 5 hours usually as far as a heads up because they are something that lasts less certain time but also provide some big implications for our weather. So something to keep an eye out for as the National Weather Service and us, of course, will be keeping a close eye on those conditions. But we won't be talking about snow squalls hopefully for quite some time, but we are going to keep mentioning these very chilly conditions out there. Wind chills into the teens this morning. It's going to be frigid, blustery out for us today through the rest of the week and into the weekend, but we will see a lot more sunshine than what we've been seeing so far this week. We'll continue to see cloudy skies continue across central Ohio as we head into the day today. We do have some very impressive snowfall that is going to be taking place in northeastern Ohio, northwestern Pennsylvania. If you're taking a trip up to Cleveland today, traveling along I-90 up towards Buffalo, New York, you're going to be looking at some pretty crazy whiteout conditions, not so much with snow squalls, but with lake effect snow that's going to be funneling through with these favorable winds that are coming off of Lake Erie. And again, just something that traditionally sets up when we are talking about, some cold air present going over the Great Lakes and just the right wind speed and direction, bringing some extremely heavy snowfall right off the lake shore, crossing over I-90 there where you can see really not seeing a whole lot just in downtown Cleveland area. And again, all has to do with the direction of that wind and, of course, those temperatures, which fortunately for us, we're not dealing with that, but we are dealing with the cold air where we could be seeing plain snow out there. Temperatures generally hanging out right around the freezing mark for us, but feeling like it's in the 20s when you factor in those winds out of the west, which same sort of direction up towards the north, which is why we're seeing that snow kind of move in the direction that it's moving. And with those winds feeling like it's into the 20s pretty much all day long during our warmest part of the day, it'll feel like it's 29 degrees. So again, feeling even colder out there. We could see a few snow flurries again, perhaps some isolated snow showers going into the day today, but for the most part, cloudy, breezy, cold. Highs near 37 degrees. Yesterday, we snuck in at 40, and that was pretty cold. We're going to be a few more degrees colder than that, and of course, heading into tonight, not seeing really any breaks in the clouds. We'll continue to stay frigid out. Temperatures will be into the 20s. Those winds out of the west-southwest, and while we'll start to get a little bit of a southwesterly flow, it's not going to do much for us because we'll have a cold front coming through, changing that wind direction yet again, bringing in some colder air, and a small chance for a few isolated snow showers moving through. But talking about colder conditions, we'll be about 10 degrees colder tomorrow compared to what it's going to feel like today during our warmest, perhaps just around 20 degrees. So we have the coldest air of the season that's going to be accompanying this front as we head into the weekend. Fortunately, though, we'll see a lot of sunshine, but boy, 21 degrees waking up Saturday morning, 33 for a high, 30 on Sunday with a morning low of 18 degrees. Unseasonably cold, and it just so happens as we head into Monday, while it's going to be another frigid start, same case into the morning on Tuesday, temperatures will rebound nicely. We'll see a lot of sunshine too. Great news for anyone that has friends and family coming into town early into the week. We'll be staying dry, warming up to around 50 degrees Wednesday into Thanksgiving. We'll also see the potential for our next system coming into town. Still a lot of uncertainty, but I'm willing to bet we're probably going to see some rain move through. Fortunately, that of rain, as those temperatures will be a bit warmer for us towards the end of next week. But right now, looking like we could see a system come through, bringing some rain and eventually some cooler weather for us as we head towards Thanksgiving weekend.